What's up, you guys? I just wanted to show you my new book has just arrived. Excuse my disgusting nails. It is almost hard rubbish time, and I have been going through every room in this house and getting rid of junk, and now I am disheveled and terrible, and I haven't done anything, and I look like a troll. But that's okay. It's Monday morning and this has just arrived, so I'm really excited. I did snooze on this one for a while, so I saw it was coming out and a bunch of people were like, oh my god, Owlvine, are you going to get this book? Because they know that I work with Baba Yaga, you know, Slavic background, that kind of thing. And I was like, honestly, I'm a wait. Because I know Madame Pamita, I follow her on social media. I have some of her other books, and there was just something devastating that happened with a previous book. So I was like, I'm gonna wait and see what the reviews are for this book. Not because I don't think it's going to be well written, but I'm wondering what's actually going to be in the book. And I was correct in doing that. So let me tell you why. Okay, let me tell you why first. So the reason is, her other book, this is one of the other ones I have, Madame Pamita's Magical Tarot. I was so excited about this book when I first got it because, let me show you the other book, I thought it was going to be just like one of my most favorite books, dropping things, in the entire world, which is A Deck of Spells. So this one predominantly focuses on playing cards, but it's one of my most favorite books. So it's got heaps of spells in there, heaps of ideas for using playing cards specifically for workings, okay? And that's what I thought this one was going to be. So when it arrived, I was super excited and I got into it, and it was not at all what I thought it was going to be. There's like 2 pages maybe with like really general magical ideas. Like you could put cards under your pillow, or you could add them to a mojo bag, or you could do this or that, right? Like really basic general. And then it just goes into the meanings of the cards like any other tarot book. So you can see here, information on the 3 of Wands, and this is what's included. So there is a little bit of magical stuff, right? Like kind of, maybe a little, but mostly it's just another tarot book. Now, it is a really good book. It's well written. I would definitely recommend it for people who are newer to tarot. This is a really great companion to have. It's always interesting to see what other people's takes on the cards are, right? So I have quite a few books that kind of do that kind of thing. But because I was expecting it to be like this book, one of the best books in the world, in my humble opinion, it was devastating. When I got it, I was devastated because I've been trying to find books like this and cannot. And I was like, is it me? Like, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I get really excited and I read a blurb, but like I read what I want it to be. Do you know what I mean? So I went back onto Amazon or wherever, and I was like, no, okay, what does this book say that it is? And like, I can be forgiven for thinking that it was going to be like A Deck of Spells. So that was disappointing. So I was like, look, I know that the publisher, I don't know if it's the same publisher, I know that sometimes they're really good with titles and they get you in, and it's like, but sometimes it doesn't quite fit. And I have seen reviews saying that about the Baba Yaga part. So it's not really about her. So I'm glad that I kind of got the reviews first to see. It's a really good book, according to a lot of people, on Slavic witchery itself. So that's awesome. That is something that I'm looking for. But as for the Baba Yaga part, not really. It's just they're using her name because she's Slavic, right? And she's quite popular at the moment. So I haven't even opened this up yet. It's very exciting. So I'm interested to read this. It seems like it's going to be a really good addition to my tiny little Slavic section that I have. Let me show you guys. So, you know, I've redone my book. So they're the only Slavic books I've got right there that I've actually read. So there's a few others up in the to read section over there. Actually, that's where they are, up there. Yes, but those are it. So I'm excited about this one. I think it is going to be good, and I'm glad I waited on the reviews. The artwork's cool. So there is some Baba Yaga stuff in here. Like I know there's I can't remember what it was. I think like maybe like each chapter's like introduced by her or something. I can't remember exactly. Like there is a twist of Baba Yaga in there, but it's not like super about her, as far as I understand. But I'll let you guys know as I go on. I'll, vlog and let you guys know what I'm thinking and what I'm finding in the book. But I love the artwork. Look how cool that is. So freaking cool. I'm drinking my juice this morning, and look, I'm in a gateway of like cups here. Gateway. I haven't even turned on my computer yet, you guys. Oh, what time is it? It's 11 o'clock. All right, I've got to get to work. It's Monday. I haven't started working yet. It's been one of those days, like the house is absolutely disheveled and I don't function well when that's a thing. So I've been like cleaning the kitchen, doing a bit of this and that, putting on washing, and now it's 11 o'clock. So today I am just organizing or starting to organize the live spells for October. So for Simple Mystic Miracles, we do 1 to 2 live rituals a month. So we do 2 if there's a Sabbat on, but otherwise we do 1 every month. Anyway, I write those. So I thought I would share my process with you. So I just basically go through and I just write a bunch of keywords, right? Like I've literally just started, I've got 3 there. But I actually go through, I've got these 2, I've got this Sabbat Almanac by Llewellyn, and I have Jason Mankey's Witch's Wheel of the Year. Now, I've told you guys before, I'm not big into the Wheel of the Year personally. It's just not something that kind of jives with me at this moment in time. I'm always observing the seasons, but in terms of the wheel, not so much. Anyway, so I like to dive into these for some inspiration, and I just go through and I write down just any keywords that kind of pop out to me. Maybe like, oh, that's a cool recipe idea, or like, oh yes, let's use strawberries, or, whatever it is, right? And I just jot all those down, and then usually I do this over several sessions. So this is the first kind of gathering session. Sometimes I'll watch some YouTube videos as well. I was just watching or listening to I Am Pagan and I'm Proud. I was listening to I can't even talk today. I was watching the Lady Grave Dancers video earlier. She put up a couple today actually, and she has that song at the start of her video, so I was like, I feel like listening to it. Anyway, so I might watch a few videos as well and do the same thing. So grab some keywords, just some ideas, jot them all down, and then I will just let it mesh and meld in my mind for a night or several days or however long it is that I've got some time. So I've got plenty of time to do this. So we'll just kind of see when the inspiration hits me. But, and then I will come up with some kind of unique spell or ritual to do for that particular event or Sabbat or whatever it is. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. But I decided to use these books because I bought them both and I wanted to read them through. But I was like, these aren't books that I want to read cover to cover, So I thought, you know what? Perfect excuse to just pick them up each Sabbat and just read the little thing, because then it's just like a few pages, and gather some inspiration, and then I can say, yes, I have read these books. So yeah, just thought I'd share that with you. They're quite good. This one is more focused on group ritual. He does include a solo ritual as well, but I think it's probably more useful if you are someone who works in a group. And this one's more sort of bits and pieces-y, which I appreciate. They include a recipe, they include some astrology, some history of the Sabbat itself, which this book does as well. And it's just got little bits and pieces. And then there's like, I think there's a couple of spells per thing. I can't remember now. But you can see I've highlighted a few bits. There's a few good sort of bits and pieces in there. So yeah, these almanacs are quite good. So anyway, if you're into that kind of thing, perhaps this could be taken as a recommendation. I don't know, but there we are. So I'm watching this show at the moment. I'm absolutely loving it. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat, which I didn't realize until right now because now I'm trying to speak. I'm just sitting here this evening. I'm drinking tea, a lovely blend in my Harry Potter cauldron mug thing. So I've got a mixture of raspberry leaf, lavender, and Madagascan vanilla, which is one from a company called T2 that I really love. So I'm drinking a tea, I'm watching Harlots. I'm about to start the next episode for today. I haven't watched any today, so I've worked my way through it pretty quickly. I think I started it I don't know, it was only a couple of days ago. And so they've got 3 seasons of, let me tell you, 8 episodes each, I think. I think they've all got 8 episodes. Shall I check for you? Yes, 8. So, yeah, it's such a good show, you guys. I mean, it's definitely not going to be for everyone. There's a lot of boobs, there's a lot of dudes' butts. You know, there's some other things in there, but there's a bit of violence and stuff like that. Quite a bit of violence, actually, I guess. But it's really good. It's really, really good. I can't stop watching it. I'm absolutely in love with it. So that's been really fun to watch this weekend. That's what I spent a lot of yesterday doing, was just watching this show. It was so fun. It was really nice to just have like a day of TV. You know, I don't often do that anymore. So yes, not at the moment anyway. So it is this actress that actually drew me to the show originally. I'm very picky with TV shows and I don't watch a lot because I hate watching things that I don't like I hate wasting my time that way. So I wait until something like, you know, I'm like, ooh, you know, it's got to catch my attention, you know. But I love Jessica Brown Findlay, who is here on screen. Many of you will recognize her from Downton Abbey, of course, as wonderful Sybil, who, that's how I got to know her, which is probably why I just like instantly loved her, you know, because I was like, oh, like she had Sybil's personality forever implanted in her for me. So I thought I'd give this show a go because of her. And I reckon, don't you guys, that she looks like Lennon, I think. Lennon Smith, who also makes witchy YouTube videos. She is who Jessica reminds me of. Lennon Smith. So pretty. What's up, you guys? So I'm sitting here at my desk. I'm just doing a little bit of work. I am working on a piece that is called What is Magic? Oh my god, what a question. I've just realized what a question. Like, I already knew what a question, but I've started writing it and I'm like, it's the holidays here, so my son and I are going to be leaving soon-ish. He has a running program that he's doing, so 3 days a week. So he's got 2 weeks off school, so for 3 days each week he's going to this program. It's fabulous. It really, really helped him last time we took him. I think it was last holidays, I can't remember. But I just get to go and sit in the car and read, so it's fabulous. And I can see what he's doing, like the track's right in front of me, and it's great. Anyway, today I have my cupboard open. I don't think you guys have ever seen that open. That's all my stuff. So much stuff. Oh my god. So that's all that going on. Now the cat wants to come in. It's fucking crazy. This is me at my desk, desperately needing a hair dye. You can see my regrowth coming through. I don't normally do my makeup, but today I just kind of felt like it. And added bonus is that I can then pick up the camera and my daily vlogging that I do can be on my face because I'm just not doing it without the makeup, people. Not. It's not going to happen. Not a thing. You don't want to see it. Trust me. Although I did think maybe I would do, a lot of you have been talking about my eyebrows lately. I have practiced a lot on them. So I actually have blonde eyebrows. So if I don't have makeup, oh, I've got to change arms, oh my god. If I don't have makeup on, it looks like I have no brow. So I thought I might show you how I do that because some of you were asking and some of you like have crazy hair colors like me and like want to make your eyebrows cool or whatever. So maybe I'll show you at some point, which means I'm going to have to show you eyebrowless me. I have done one video with me without makeup years and years and years ago on my channel, but I was much slimmer back then, much slimmer. Anyway, so I'm here today doing work, working on this before I take my son to his thing, and I thought I would just pick this up and say hello and show you the back of, show you my room, I guess. There it is. There it all is. All the stuff. Oh yes, I'm currently in Rebel Witch again. So this is what I've been working on for a little while. And you know what? I love when this happens. Like, it feels like it's really relevant to me at the moment. Like, I've just been having thoughts about my practice. Like, I haven't even like really like I haven't journaled. I haven't really thought about it. So I'm working it out with you here live on camera. But like, I feel like I've placed a lot of expectations on my practice that have made it not feel as well, fizzy, as Kellyanne would say. And like super personal to me. Like I've been very much in that, like, because I've been given this position to like teach people, right? Like I take that very seriously. And so I've gone out and done all this learning, and I continue to do all the time, and I will continue to do it. But a lot of that comes with like all these resources come with, well, this is the way you have to do the thing. This is the way you have to do the thing. And I'm always telling people it's not the way you have to do the thing. Like figure out your stuff, do the thing. But because I'm imbibing this message constantly, like fucking constant, like in almost every book and so many videos and like blogs and like wherever I'm getting my information from, right? Like all the different places. There is so much of that, like, yes, you should do things your way, kind of, but like also like make sure you don't do it wrong, or like blah, it's so offensive, or it's this or it's that, or blah 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 blah. Like there's all the different reasons why you've got to do things in a certain way. And I realized that I have put a lot of parameters on myself. Like I haven't fully relaxed into my practice for a very long time, and just like I think it's been helpful in the past to put down all of the resources, and that is something that I would recommend to people if they're going through this, is to put down all the resources and just be with your own practice for a while. And I guess this is maybe like a shadow thing that like I have felt like I can't do that. Like, oh my God, like if I put down the learning for like a minute, like I don't know what I think is going to happen. Like, what do I think? Like all of a sudden I'm not going to know what I already know, or like I had this thing as soon as I started that like terrible what's the word, imposter syndrome. Like any second people are going to find out that I don't know anything. And so I have done my best to keep ahead of that, this whole time. Like I've studied intensely for years now. And the thing is, the more you study, the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know, right? So like now I just feel like I've barely scratched the surface. There's so much else, there's only a few traditions really that I've like learnt from. And even in there's so much more to learn, but there's all these other traditions. Anyway, it's like a whole thing, because I'm not not obviously, but I'm not part of a specific tradition. I think in many ways it would be much easier if I was, because then I would say, this is my tradition. This is the lens that I teach from, and here's the things about that, and I can just look at specific resources, specific teachers, whatever, and just like really go into that world. But because I am just me and because I come through the lens of teaching in an eclectic way, because I teach a huge variety of people from all different backgrounds and all different cultures even, so I want to keep that open as well. And I think it's a beautiful, wonderful thing, and I love it. Like I love learning and I love picking up new different things and whatever, but it's like there's just not enough hours in the day, or for me it's more energy. Energy is what I struggle with the most. Like I will have hours at the end of a day because I am very aware of that balance of working, not working, being and being productive, right? And naturally I'm a better beer than doer. So like I can sit and just like be and like all day long, but actually being productive, I've had to really train myself to do that over the last few years. Since I've been working for myself, I have to be self-motivated, all this kind of thing. So yes, it is difficult because there's just like so much, and all of that has got in the way of me just creatively, authentically, if you will, that is a word that is overused, but just allowing myself space to just, it's not that I don't do my own practice. I absolutely do, because I realized a long time ago how important that was, doing this kind of work. Like we only have so much to give. We need to give and get back, right? And my own practice gives me back. And that's why I had to step away from YouTube, because I just was outputting too much. This is like years ago. I was outputting too much and I wasn't like engaged in my own practice anywhere near enough. Whereas now I make sure like that's a priority. And I go through ups and downs. Like I'm not like always doing stuff or whatever, but it's all like, it's the most important thing is my own practice. But I don't know, there's just something to consuming lots of resource that I've just recently realized, like, yeah, my practice is just not as weird and unique as me, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm actually finding Rebel Witch really wonderful, like really inspiring in that way. And I think a lot of practitioners who have been around for a while and who have read this book, that's what they've got from it as well. Like, it's a brilliant book. If you are just starting out as a witch, I like I it's probably my number one recommendation, I would think. To this point, I haven't even read it all, but I think this is such valuable information, unless you're part of a specific tradition, right? Which most of us aren't. Like, most of you watching this are not, which is why you're finding resources online and weird people to talk to. So if you're going through a stage where you feel like your practice isn't all that it can be for you, and that doesn't necessarily mean that, like, oh, like, I'm not putting in 2 hours every day of practice, like, I need help, you know, or whatever. But if it's not working for you and your lifestyle and feeling really good to you, then get this book. Because there's so many fantastic, there's so many fantastic suggestions in there and different things like that. And I feel like a lot of it is stuff that Kellyanne has spoken about before. Like, if you watch her channel, you know, it's a lot of stuff that she's kind of mentioned, and there's a lot of, I feel like, chaos theory maybe as well, like weaved in throughout what she shares. But it's all in one place. She's written it really, like, easy to read. The chapters are short, so it's like easy to consume, and she gives like tons of exercises, like, but in a way, like, there's some books you pick up and there's a ton of exercises. Like, for example, I found this one with Psychic Witch. Too much. It was so hard to get through. It was just like, there was literally, I think I counted them, was there 90 something, 70 something exercises? Like, it was like a ton of fucking exercises, right? Like, but the way it was written, it just, like, it felt really like it was difficult to get through the book. Whereas the way Kellyanne's done it, it's like, I guess it wasn't even her, it was her publisher, but the publisher did it really well. It's like everything's in little boxes, so you can kind of skip over it if you want. Like, I don't know, just the way it's done is just really, really good. Let me show you an example, actually. Let me show you. Sorry, down here. All right. So at the end of when she's written something, there is a try it box and a write it box. Okay, so you can kind of go through those, but like, it's really easy to kind of skip over if you want to. I don't know. I just think it's done really well. So loving that book. It's really helping me to kind of like consider my own practice, as I said, and kind of, yeah, I haven't like let go yet. Like, I'm still like, I haven't let go. I'm a bit of a control freak. Crimson Fire has helped me realize. I work with Crimson Fire. By the way, you guys, if you need help on your life path, go and see Crimson Fire. I actually came to her, or she came into my life at a time where I was ready to fucking give up. I was on YouTube at the time, and some really bad shit had gone down, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm done. And then we ended up talking, and within 5 minutes, like literally within 5 minutes, I had shared stuff with her that I'd only shared with Sean, my husband, and that was it. Like, in my life, I'd never shared this stuff with anyone else. 5 minutes of talking on the phone, and she, like, knew my deepest, darkest secrets, right? And she has loved me unconditionally, like no one else I've ever known. And she gives that to every single person that she is with. And she has some kind of magic, you guys. Like, I don't know how she does it. And I try and like be in two places at once. Like, I try and like get the thing from her and then like look and like see what she's doing. Like, how is she doing this? But she has a unique kind of magic where she just can help you figure shit out. And she always is like, if you ever say thank you to her, like, oh my God, thank you so much, like, you changed my life, she's like, we only had a conversation. I'm like, I know, we just had a conversation, but then somehow, like, I managed to change all of this stuff in my life, and my life's so good now. Like, what the hell? Anyway, so if you need help on your life path, she's great with, like, obviously magical path too. She is a witch, so all of that comes into it, right? But if you need help on your life path, go and see Crimson Fire. I'll link her YouTube and her website down below. I know that she also does, what's the subscription thing called? Like, membership on her YouTube, and she's sharing a lot more stuff over there. So she's a brilliant magical teacher and a brilliant mentor, like brilliant mentor. I've never met anyone that has the brand of magic that she does to help you completely alchemize your life. Anyway, I'm going to go back to work now because I've been chatting for a little bit now and I really need to get this done before we go running. And then I can just like chill, sit back and read my book, which is Rebel Witch. And also I'm reading The Night Circus still. So I've got like that much left. I'm like almost done and I'm really enjoying it. It's like really kind of coming together now. It's one of those books I feel like that I've had to work for a little bit. Like I didn't love it straight away, you know, and it hasn't been hard work. Like it hasn't been difficult to pick the book up and read it, but it hasn't super had me either. But like now things are really coming together. I'm like, oh, okay, like I'm enjoying this. So anyway, go to work so I can enjoy reading later. I love you guys. Mwah. So adorable. I love him. You want a yawny face? Ooh. Your eyeballs went a bit funny there. We're in the lounge room here. I have just recently organized these books, so I'm very happy with how they've turned out. Just got kind of just some bits on top of the shelves. This whole house is still a work in progress. But the kitties love their little bed. So cute. We're trying out this new light too. I'm not sure about this light without a cover. I don't know. Just put a new cover on this chair today. There's my cool stick. And a mirror. Check out this mirror. My father-in-law made this. We'll see if it'll focus. There. It's got little dragons on the side. So cute. He did it out of resin. He's very clever like that. Anyway, it's now bath time. Over the sea.